Hello, sixth graders. Today we're looking at percents and decimals, writing percents as decimals, percents with fractions as decimals, and writing decimals as percents. So just something to think about percents and what they represent, part of 100, and how that relates to our number system. So when we are writing percents as a decimal, there's two methods that we can do. The first one is to first write it as a fraction and then convert that to a decimal. So let's try that. So for 7%, well, percents are always out of 100, so 7/100ths, we can then turn that into a decimal. Now, since it needs to end in the hundredths place, that would look like that as a decimal, 7/100ths. The other method is to move the decimal 2 places to the left and add zeros if necessary. So what that means on 7%, we start with the decimal here at the end of the percent and we move 2 spots to the left. 1, 2. So here's where our decimal will be now. And then we're going to fill in with extra zeros and drop the percent sign. So our answer would be this, which is the same as the one we got from the other method. So really what we're doing is we are dividing by 100, which moves the decimal 2 to the left. Okay, give these ones a try, pause. So either first write them as a fraction or move the decimal 2 to the left. I'll show both methods, or I'll try both. So the first one here, 54%, I'm gonna use the fraction method on this one. So again, percents are out of 100. And then if I were to write 54/100ths as a decimal, that would look like this, 54/100ths. The next one, I'm gonna just move the decimal 2 to the left for this. So we're starting at a very small percent, so we're gonna end up with an even smaller decimal. So start where the decimal point is, move 1, 2 spots to the left. So 0 point, and then we've got 2 zeros and our 4. 84 2/10%. This one again, I'm gonna use the moving the decimal 2 spots to the left, which is what I'm gonna use the most. But if you like the fraction method, you feel free to use that one. Start with the decimal point is and move 2 spots to the left from there. Add a 0 in front of our decimal, so we'll have 842 for our number. Now going the other way, starting with the decimal and writing it as a percent. It was already a decimal. We can write that as a fraction and then from there convert that to a percent for one of our methods. So if we look at this number 4/10, it ends in the tenths place, so that's our denominator. And then again, to make that into a percent, we need to make the denominator out of 100. So to do that, I'm going to multiply by 10, which would be 40/100. Now that the bottom number is 100, the numerator then is our percent, so 40%. The other method now is to just do the opposite with moving the decimal. So start where the decimal place is and then move 2 places to the right. 1, 2, fill in with zeros. So our answer, and then add a percent sign because it's asking for a percent. So it always should have that, which is 40%. This time we are multiplying this by 100, which is why it's moving 2 spots to the right. Now give these ones a try. Write them as a percent, either using the fraction method or moving the decimal method. So feel free, pause, try it on your own, and then walk through. For this one, I'm going to use just the decimal method, which again is my preferred method. That's what I'm going to use the most. But start at the decimal point, move 2 spots to the right, fill in with zeros. So that would be 50%. Next one, 34/100ths. If I were to write that as the fraction method, 34/100. Since the denominator is already 100, then our percent is just the numerator, 34%. 9/100ths, I'll do the fraction method again just to keep showing that one. 9/100 because it ends in the hundredths place. Once we have our denominator as 100, whatever the numerator is your percent, so 9%. This one now, again, always start where the decimal point is and move 2 spots to the right from there. So our answer would be 923%. So it's like we did a whole bunch of extra credit. We have way over 100%. Last one here, each day Rio and his dog walk 625,000 miles. What percent of a mile do they walk? So again, start at the decimal point and move 2 spots to the right, which would be 62.5%. You always only move 2 spots, even if there's more than 2 digits in the number. Okay, here's the main takeaway. Going from a percent to a decimal moves 2 spots to the left. Going from a decimal to a percent moves 2 spots to the right. Feel free, go back and watch parts that you are still stuck on. Make sure you have your notes in class.